A long time ago, there lived a happy couple named Jose Ecleo and his wife, Justiniana, in a miraculous and beautiful islet bestowed with Mother Nature's bountiful riches and wonders. This small island is artfully surrounded by white beaches where everlasting serenity is found. It is called the legendary Catalan Island. Everything started from this place. Justiniana was pregnant with her sixth child, Ruben, whose agony she felt, among her other 5 children, was so intense the pain in her abdomen. Aside from her pregnancy and the first 5 children, it was only the 6th child that gave her as much trouble while she was pregnant. Jose, her husband, was known as Medico in a spiritual way around the island of Dinagat, including the surrounding areas of Leyte and Surigao. He also knew the ingenuity to overcome evil spirits and creatures of darkness, as well as the treatment of ready-made disease or human folly, and nefarious efficacy. He also possessed the ability to call and review the efficacy, which gave him the unique ability to heal the human illness and give information and report the weather and tell the future. But when his spouse is pregnant with his youngest son, suddenly lost power held by Jose. He knew that his spiritual friends were always on his side and willing to respond to the problem suddenly disappeared as he turned and he could not evoke. The conception of Justiniana to her youngest son was as pitiful as always has been. Jose looked depressed to his wife as if he had not done anything to her. On November 29, 1934, Justiniana and Jose went to gather siraki at Purangan shore. Justiniana aboard a small canoe while Jose waded knee-deep in the sea, picking up siraki shells. Towards noon, the heat of the day was harshly biting the skin when every now and then Justiniana's most smoking face would show the feelings of pain from the stomach. She did not mind the pangs of the sun she felt, and rather pleased that she had just continued eating her favorite shellfish. The silence at the Purangan shore suddenly broke into a loud cry of a child, reaches the rocks, trees, tranquil and clear crystal sea, white sand Purangan. For the first time, the couple only ignored the cries of the newborn baby. Grew louder the cry and was intrigued. Jose seeks his origin. Jose stopped to pick up siraki and then he looked where it came from. Jose knew that they were only living in Purangan, and they knew there was no newborn child like it come and cries. He approached a spouse that has just eaten siraki in the canoe and said when he heard the mysterious cry of a newborn child, and the latter asked if he was anything she requires echoing all around. They listened to the origin of the cry, and as in their wonders, the great mystery why anybody cry of a child that the only family living in Purangan, and no other woman except Justiniana and pregnant only. But very much to their surprise, because they know that the cry of a child, they were seeking in the bosom of Justiniana to come. The unborn child of Justiniana's cry rang out around the coast of the Purangan. Hardly believing, the couple learned that the crying baby in the room was the mother. The couple knew a wonderful and mysterious thing cries of a child not yet born, and thanked both the Almighty and showed signs of the birth of their child. Although they did not understand the incident and did not understand the message of the cry and what it means they witnessed, they accepted heartily the unique problem from above. A crying child in the lap of Justiniana amazed the couple, and every now and then the mind of Jose questioned the cause of the crying and what message delivered to them. Early in the morning of the 9th of December, Justiniana awoke as well as the people in the house, with Jose prepared for the requirements for the delivery. Customary practices of Jose during a birth: prepare the herbals to use as medicines and poultices of the stomach, or the leaves and bark combined with the lukewarm water and bathing in new birth. While waiting for her delivery, Justiniana felt too much pain, and just a few minutes before 7 o'clock in the morning, she's shouting the throbbing pain in her abdomen. She quickly did the traditional attendant hello, prepared that way, Jose, Soling, and other relatives who joined assisted her delivery. Justiniana cannot bear her anguish. Together with a loud cry, she extremely suffered the pain to death which she could not resist. Promptly at 7 o'clock in the morning, baby boy Ruben was born, healthy and stout. His skin is white like an American and crying like an ordinary baby. But simultaneously with the birth of a child, Justiniana suddenly lost her consciousness. In 1947, Ben Issei Nippon, Ruben Ecleo Sr., 113 years old, continuing his mission to land in Mindanao, the so-called land of promise. The impact of the mission assigned to him from the members of the spiritual division provides a variety of pursuits, discussions, problems, and perspectives whose life was bound to question. Even his relatives and the people of Dinagat Islands and Piranga, where he lived, are not aware. Even those who involved him saw and tasted of his power, not simply erased the signs engraved on their hearts, but doubt the truth that they never knew their separate minds, and enough they only explain, witness miracles, and the interpretations thereof will not be joining the wisdom of the meaning of modern science and human knowledge. You cannot compare the wonderful things he has done to the high knowledge intensity of ordinary people. He was on a mission in various places while he was in his residence in Piranga together with his known parents and brothers and sisters, and also attended various schools while he went out and healed the sick man. Ruben E. Ecleo Sr. holds the record for serving the longest term as a local executive in Dinagat for 24 years, from 1963 until his death in December 20, 1987. Days after his demise, PBMA's leadership was bequeathed to his eldest son, Ruben B. Ecleo Jr., who was then a musician and a recording artist who became the mayor of San Jose from 1991 to 1994, after its conversion from a barangay into a municipality in 1989. A mausoleum called the Divine Master Shrine at the top of a hill in Barangay Arellano, San Jose, Dinagat Islands, was built by the PBBA members in honor of the elder Ecleo. This shrine symbolizes his lasting legacies. Ruben Ecleo Sr. was considered by his followers a seemingly Christ-like figure. Ruben Adero Ecleo Sr. lived life to the fullest. He is the embodiment of authenticity, integrity, and compassion. To everyone who knew and loved him, his legacy will remain forever. He was declared local hero of the Province of Dinagat Islands per Provincial Ordinance Number BBE-03 Series of 2013.